Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be the Chucky TV series, episode 6. Let's get into it. So this was a bounce back episode from last week. Last week was episode was a little wonky. Um, didn't bring it last week. This episode was a little bit better. It did some backstory. It used the car Christina from back in the day where the car was possessed. It used some of that. Uh, then in the present day, you have Tiff and the possessed Chucky inside of the woman. They're going through their episode back and forth, and Tiff has bought a house in Hackensack, and it's the same house where Chucky did his first killing with his mom. And so what's also happening, Bree with Junior and Logan, she has told them that she has cancer, and the dad is not willing to accept it. Of course, Junior, his mom just told him she's having cancer, so you know he's broken up about that. Now the mom is still going to see her therapist, so she takes Junior with her to the therapist, and Junior says he's going to stay in the car while she go to therapy. Pretty much asks his mom, like, what do they talk about, and he says she's always talking about him, so it's real mother and son bonding moment. And so she goes up to the therapist, pretty much tells the therapist she told her family she didn't feel good about telling her family, and she want to go out pretty much on her shield. She don't want to go through chemotherapy and all that and be sickly. She just want to try to enjoy as much life with her family as she can, and pretty much just die off. And so after that, she texts her husband and pretty much tell him that he got up when she was discussing it earlier. He just got up and didn't, because they were supposed to tell the son together. So she was texting him, pretty much said she made her decision. Right as she said that, she's standing in front of, she in this big building. She's way up on the 18th floor, and Chucky has made his way to that building, and he's pushing a cart, and he smashes into her with the cart, and of course knocks her out of the building window. And then it shows her just in slow motion falling down. Now Junior looks over and sees the cart falls before the mom. So he sees the cart fall in front of the mom, and then the mom falls right on the car and smashes through the windshield with her face to the mission. So that was a good kill right there. So they bounced back with that one. That was an awesome kill with that. To have her head smashed through the window shield. So Junior's all broken up. He's mad at the world, of course. He tells his cousin Jake, it's his fault pretty much. They were doing well before he came. So that's his dilemma. Jake, Devin, and Lexi, they watch their teacher. She's getting framed for the principal's murder. Devin's mom pretty much apologized to him, telling him that she thought Jake was a bad guy and she knows it's not Jake. And pretty much he told her that the teacher didn't do it. But they won't tell that it's Chucky because nobody will believe them. They think they're crazy. So they come up, they called Andy. And so which was cool with this episode, they're bringing everybody that was some importance back in these episodes. So in Child's Play Part 2, when Andy was in a foster home, he ended up getting taken in by this family, and the family had an older teenager. She was older, like 17, in the house. Her name was Kyle. Actress is Christine Elise. So she was in Child's Play too. So they brought her back, and so present day, her and Andy are working together as census, working for the Census Bureau and going around finding the possessed Chuckies and killing them. So, of course, Andy had reached out to Jake and told him about Chucky about a month or so ago, and so Jake reached back out to him. So Andy called him back, and pretty much they broke it down. Chucky's alive, he's running wild, and then Andy pretty much is like, give me your address and be careful out there. So of course, Kyle and Andy are having back and forth driving, and she's wondering why Andy had in the Curse of Chucky. If any of you haven't seen that movie, it's on Netflix. It came out about 3 years ago. In that movie, it shows where Andy had a Chucky doll hid in a safe, and he was just torturing it and stuff like that. And he's pretty much said he was torturing it to find out how the doll thinks and everything like that, and how he reacts to fire and all this stuff like that. So Andy's pretty sick himself. And from there, they set up a booby trap for Chucky because Andy said, they said, how do we find him? He said, don't worry, Chucky will find you. So they set up a trap inside of Jake's uncle's crib and Junior's house. They left and went to the funeral home, making funeral arrangements. So they setting up, waiting for Chucky to come. Chucky finally sneaks in. He got Lexi cornered in the room, but he doesn't want to kill Lexi. He pretty much tells her he wants Lexi to kill Jake. Jake sneaks up behind him but cracks on the door, so he didn't get a chance to swing on Chucky. Chucky ducked underneath him and cut him with a knife. So Chucky's playing games with him right now. So as soon as Chucky come out the room, Devin shocks him with a stun gun. He doesn't keep shocking him. Chucky flew back, and now once he flew back, Devin couldn't get his flashlight to work. So Chucky grabbed a knife and then just pushed Devin out the way. He didn't try to kill him or nothing. Just went and hid somewhere. So he's playing with him. And so Devin's mom pops up out of nowhere. She pops up out of nowhere and she calls Devin's name. And then Chucky jumps out of nowhere, bites the mom, and pretty much said, Devin, watch this. And then the mom goes tumbling down the steps, and of course she breaks her neck. So now you got Junior's mom is dead, Bree, and Devin's mom, the detective, is dead. And that's how it ended. So it was a decent episode. It's coming down to the last 2 episodes. Overall, good series. It's getting a little wonky, but this was a better episode than last week. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.